love the game. I love the hustle, man.
I know we've been talking about it. We talked about it through text and stuff like that. Mike Brown has to go ahead and figure out, how to go ahead and alleviate the small ball. The small ball's not going to go ahead and work right now, man. You know what I mean? We came in last night and just got worked.
I'm glad you just said that. I'm glad you just said that.
Defensive.
I'm glad you just said that.
We have. Since we're talking about this.
That. And the reason I'm glad
McGee go ahead.
The reason I'm glad you just said that, because when I made, and some of y'all might remember the JaVale McGee content that we were making over the summer when we first acquired him, right? I was saying that JaVale McGee needs to start, and people was like, oh my God, what are you talking about? Here's my thing though, right? And I said this. I said Sabonis he's better served at the power forward position.
Yes,
every time that he's coming across I guess you want to say, I don't even want to say a dominant. I don't even want to say a dominant center. Just somebody who is able to either rebound or score in the paint, stand his ground. He doesn't perform that well. He kind of shrinks. And I'm not saying like he's shrinking, but his game shrinks. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like he's not able to be effective against these guys. But if you put him against the power forwards, I think he would have better success. I feel like we got to find a center to go alongside. And again, remember when he played alongside Miles Turner in Indiana. Now, they traded him or whatever. It wasn't working out, but it's just whatever. But I just feel like he's better served as a 4. Sabonis is an undersized center right now, and I feel like it's coming back to bite us in the ass. It happened against the Warriors. Looney was busting his ass, you know what I'm saying? Pause, with the rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
bodying him up. Last night, Porzingis.
Yes, bodying him.
Crazy. That's why we lost.
And that's without
that was a turning point.
Section 2 as well. Yes, I agree. And that's where I was saying that I feel like Mike Brown needs to figure it out and to either, like how you said early on, either start McGee at the 5, move, Sabonis down to the 4, put HB to the bench. HB right now has been playing too inconsistent for me. Let him come in and let him be the dynamic off the bench to help the second string kick off.
And I think he'd be better. I think he'd be better in that role because if you have,
is he willing to go ahead and do that though?
He would have to. I mean,
I'm saying, is he willing to go ahead and do that though?
HB?
I feel like
I think he would. I mean,
allow him to do that. Okay.
Well, I mean, because here's right now, Katie Christensen made a good point. She was saying like he's not getting a lot of calls and plays ran for him. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of just trying to find his way. So in defense for him, because I've been really hard on him this season, it is kind of hard to find your way when all the actions are for Keegan, Fox, and Sabonis. You know what I mean? You're kind of just getting the scraps. You know what I'm saying? Like you get the ball the last couple seconds of the shot clock, or you got to go to work and you might get a bucket. But you're not really getting looks like that. And he's just trying to find his way. But
well, then that's why I felt like, well, with this situation here, if that is the case, if you are having problems with finding plays for him in the first string, with the starters, then hey, you know what, Mike? Let's go ahead. We'll do this. HB, let's have a conversation. I think you might be better suited to go ahead and come off the bench, lead that group of guys. Let's go ahead and put Sabonis in the power forward spot. Put JaVale McGee at the center. I know we're going to lose a little bit of scoring because we're putting HB, on the bench. But at the same token, I think we become tougher because you got the interior.
Yes.
And
if you think about it, we're losing games in the interior, whether it's rebounding or somebody scoring buckets on us. You have McGee in there. He can block shots. He's athletic. He can get, he could change shots. Even if he don't block it, he's going to make you think twice. Like, oh, this long ass motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I said it in the summer, but people didn't want to hear it. I still think that's a move that needs to be done. Teddy White, what's your thoughts on that? Also, Teddy, I want to get your thoughts on Keegan Murray's development. So if you can kind of segue into that from, what do you think about the Sabonis at the 5 spot, 4 spot? And then what do you think about Keegan's development?
You know what? I wouldn't be upset at that. If we tried it, maybe that's something that they have experimented with already. Maybe they've tried it in practice. Maybe that's something they're holding on to maybe on the second half of the season. You know what I mean? But I believe Mike Brown is pretty much trying to figure something out, especially knowing what happened last season. So,
and then last night was telling too. Last night was telling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Porzingis was man.
And
Porzingis not even in his prime top form right now. That's just you know what I mean? So what's gonna happen when you go up against a Cat or Embiid or Jokic?
Or Porzingis again when he gets healthier, or Joel Embiid for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Right.